We are keeping the conversation going on the murder trial of Alex Murdaugh, and court is still in recess right now. We just heard the prosecution grill Murdaugh as he takes a stand in his own defense. So far, he has admitted to lying about his original alibi, and he now says he was in the exact same place as his wife and son minutes before they were shot and killed. Joining us now is Court TV legal correspondent Julia Jenae. Good morning, Julia. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Natasha. Thanks for having me on.
So Misty Maris, who we just had on the show, said that today was disastrous for Alex Murdaugh so far. What is your take on today's testimony?
Natasha, when you think about it, it does look disastrous. This case is disastrous for Alex Murdaugh. But if you look at the purpose that he perhaps thought about in taking the stand, knowing that all of this evidence was against him, knowing that his attorneys did likely the best they could with the information they had, he may be looking at this in the light of, I have to connect with these jurors. And I don't think you can ignore the fact that our crime and justice correspondent who was inside of the courtroom, he noticed two jurors yesterday crying during the direct examination when this witness, this defendant, was talking about his son and his wife. That's an emotional connection that he's made with more than one juror who may be taking that into the jury room. So this evidence is not going to change. It's not going to get any better for him. He owned the fact that he lied. He's accepting the fact that he did things the wrong way and stole from people, lied to people about it. But all of that was in front of this jury before he took the stand. So I think there is the element that he's able to add that would not have been able to come through his attorneys. So when you look at it from that perspective, regardless of how this cross goes, he has already accomplished something in front of this jury by being able to explain who he is.
Interesting. I mean, how do you feel he is coming off to the jury so far?
It's not great. He's a defendant who is accused of not just the murder, which this prosecutor is not spending a lot of time talking about the murder. I know he's getting to it now, but for the bulk of this cross-examination, he's spent talking about that 404B evidence, the motive evidence that they can't even use to deliberate about his guilt. They have to use it just to focus on the motive. But prosecutor Creighton Waters spending a lot of time on those financial crimes, who he stole from, the issues with the way that he lawyered, and even spent a lot of time getting him to agree that he took an oath to be a responsible and a just lawyer, someone who was supposed to be prudent with the funds of his clients. And I wonder if we're going to have that moment at the end of the cross-examination, like the Perry Mason moment, where he's going to remind him of those things he got him to agree to at the beginning of the direct cross-examination, rather, and say, you know that you were supposed to do this, that, and the other. Why should we believe you now when you admit that you're able to look someone in the eye and lie just like you're looking these jurors in the eye?
Yeah, and to that point, part of his testimony includes him admitting bald-faced to the jury that he lied to police. How do you think that they are perceiving that?
I really question what he would say on the stand. Would he say that it's not my voice, it could be anyone's voice? This after so many of his friends and family members acknowledged and identified that it was his voice? I think it actually bodes in his favor, though, because if he got on that stand and denied it, then that would look like he is still lying to this day. But for him to say, I was lying back in 2021 when I was still on opioids, when I was still taking pills. And he explained it away by saying he wasn't capable of reasonable thought. So in this moment, he's looking at these jurors and saying, I'm a changed man. 500 plus days I've been sober. I admit now that I did all of these things to these people. I am sorry for it. I still cared about him. It didn't make sense, but I'm a man who lost his wife, lost his son. I'm heartbroken over it. I'm still sitting here taking ownership. We know from past trials that ownership from a defendant goes a long way, or any witness really, on the stand when they are in front of a jury.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.